So John, back after the holidays, lovely weather I believe in Portugal, and a nice one Friday night, Shamrock Rovers.
Yeah, it was. The Portugal 5-day break was fantastic. It allowed us to train 3 times a day, including the gym. So, fantastic bunch of guys in the club, and they worked, from the time we arrived on the Monday. Monday, obviously, with all the travelling involved, and we'd have been up early. We only trained once on the Monday, and everything else. Then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We're all 3 sessions. Friday 2 sessions, and came back. So it was fairly intense. The weather was warm, but thankfully in Portugal there's a breeze, which was good. So so from that point of view, it was a tremendous week, and the lads really worked really hard. And we'd nearly everyone that trained every day. We few bits and pieces, but overall, the likes of John Kavanagh coming back, great for him because he trained every day. So, but overall, it was great. Team bonding, and guys worked hard. And I suppose one thing what I would like to say is that there's 3 people I need to thank, and one is Kieran Horgan from the Bishton Bar, because he made a very generous contribution to us to allow us to go on the trip. Obviously Brian Carey from the resort who gave us the accommodation and food, free of charge, and invited us over, which is fantastic. And finally the players and management who contributed towards our flights, so to end up in Portugal on a 5-day training camp and having no cost towards the club was phenomenal, because obviously everyone knows how difficult it is financially for a club in Cork, and that was a big concern. So it was covered outside of the club having contributed. So I'd like to, that's unusual for players and backroom staff and all, that they all covered their flights. So overall, everything the training was positive. The whole attitude going out there was good, and the attitude coming back was good. But we're back in since Monday. We're looking forward to Shamrock Rovers on Friday night, which is a massive match for us. You
couldn't have asked for a tougher one, really, could you? Away to Rovers?
No, but maybe in some ways it's probably the one to have, because after being away for a number of weeks, maybe if it was a team that wasn't as big as Rovers, there might be a tendency that the guys might be on their game, or might have their eye taken off the ball, and particularly with the European draws and stuff. So I think it's an ideal game for us, because everyone knows how massive it is away to them. Big match. Obviously Pat Fennan is probably looking at it from his point of view, that if they could win, they're back to within 5 of us, puts them back in with another outside chance for the league. But so it's probably an ideal match for us to focus on for Friday night.
And a good time to catch him, maybe Gary McCabe and Killian Brennan both suspended.
Well, I wouldn't like to say catch them, because I think, to be fair, Rovers are third on merit. Pat has integrated a lot of new players into their team, and a lot of younger players, and so from that point of view, like all managers in this league, everyone is under pressure. So going to Tala is never an easy venue. You have to perform, and I suppose it's a great game for him, because with the 3 weeks off, they finished by beating Pats, we finished by beating Dundalk. So just from my point of view, it's just good to have a game of that quality coming up, and as I said, we're looking forward to it, and we need to be on our game for it.
You mentioned John Kavanagh. What's the update with him? Because with Johnny D, unfortunately out for the season, as you told us, after the Dundalk game, and Owen O'Connell returning back, resources at the back were kind of thinning out, weren't they?
Yeah, they are. It's tight. Well, I suppose at the end of the day we still have options, because you have Gary Buckley can play at the back, Colin Healy has done so, also Stephen Beattie has, Conor McCarthy is in from the 19s with us as well. But it is tight, and unfortunately this year we've reduced our numbers in the first team squad, because we went for more quality, and the danger is always then when you lose a couple of players, and unfortunately Owen O'Connell we had no choice on. Johnny DeLevy was just unfortunate. So from that point of view, John Kavanagh, it's great to see him back training. If I'm optimistic, I suppose I'm looking at probably a match against Fulham, somewhere along there, to get him back in to see where he's at. But certainly he's still a few weeks away, because he's been so long off. But he's battling hard and he's working hard, but I couldn't see him being involved in the first team for another 3 weeks anyway.
He looked, he's bulked up a bit. I say he did a lot of work in the gym while he was off, did he? Or maybe just he had the tight jersey he had him in Portugal. And in the photograph he looked as if he'd put on a...
Well, the modern player, Billy, they all wear tight jerseys nowadays. No, he has, and he's done an awful lot of work. And I keep saying he looks in really good condition, and his physical shape is good, and the physios are delighted with him. I suppose for John, it's a lot of it is, it's psychological, because he's a long time been out, and it's just making the breakthrough, and whatever about training, going into your first tackle and playing competitive match and stuff. So look, we're marking the Fulham game to see can we give him a run, and we take him from there.
No other bumps or bruises?
Michael McSweeney is a major doubt. Carol Shepherd is another doubt. But other than that, I think everyone else should be okay.
And any plans? I know your plans to bring maybe Conor Ellis and Chidozie.
Yeah.
Will they be stepping up to the...
Yeah, well, both due to come in next Monday. They're both still on leave and cert. A few exams this week, and they both come in next Monday. And they'll train every day with us then as well. And obviously, young Conor McCarthy's in with us. I've actually a few of the 19s in with us already this week. But certainly Conor Ellis and Chidozie will be in every day for next Monday.
Any plans in the transfer window to get anybody in defensive wise?
Well, obviously we'd like to do that. It's a difficult one in the financial situation in the club, because while people think that that there's money there, we're all on budgets, and because our travelling costs are phenomenal, we don't have money to play with, and the budget has been used up. And obviously, when you lose someone like Johnny Dunleavy, he's an employee of the club who's paid to the end of the season. Owen O'Connell loan was paid by Celtic, so it really cost us very, 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 very little. But it's tight. I'm talking to the board at the moment to see can we do something, because ideally you'd like to bring one in just for a bit of cover. But nothing has happened yet, and nothing can happen anyway until we get to the 1st of July.
Did you bump into Dundalk over in Portugal?
Yeah, they were in the complex where we were, and I suppose the big thing I suppose on Rory was basically we were both on 2 different schedules. So, but they were there, and I met Stephen Kenny for a few minutes. But in general, we were on our own schedule; they were on a different schedule. So, and we different plans. So, did we see them? Did we meet them? We did. But I suppose that was really it. Really, we had our own plans, and they had their own plans.
Didn't bother you at all, something like this?
No, I know. Just like I suppose, look, we're all adults, we all get on, but at the same time, we were on different training times, or different times for the gym and the pitches. So, from that point of view, when we had our own team area and our own eating areas, so the whole thing was totally separate. So, the last night before we came back was the only night that we were, that we could have engaged, and we both decided to go elsewhere. So it suited everyone, and so it was really about us for a team bonding, being close together and working hard for the week, and that's exactly what happened.
Back to the grindstone Friday night, tough one, Rovers.
Yeah, huge game again, as they all are really, but we've had a good week there, a good break from the league first off, and then good week back in training, and while we were away in Portugal, we put in the graft, so coming back in this week where we've hit the ground running, hasn't been a break into nothing. We've eased our way into it and done the work in Portugal. So hopefully this week we just prepare right, and as we know they will, and it'll be no doubt up in Tala as it always is. I think it'll be hell for leather, So I'm looking forward to it, and we can only look after ourselves. You know what I mean? So and I think we have done. So I'm really looking forward to it now.
And signing off 3 weeks ago with beating the champions at home. That must be a huge plus. Oh,
massively, yeah. We know on our day we can click. We can really play some good football and win some big games. So yeah, it was great though going into the break. Because it really defined our next 2 weeks really in terms of we had a week off holiday and the week back in training, and as you know, Dundalk were in the same complex, you know, so it would have been would have left a sour taste going into that week if we didn't come out of it with the right result, like, and so we did. We left it on a high, and it kind of set the tone then for the following 2 weeks, and it was a great 2 weeks, to be fair, and yeah, just looking back now, just happy we done it, like.
I know we're biased, but it was a great result for the league as well, because you cut the lead to 1 point. Had you lost, the gap would have been 7, and people would be saying the league is over, you know.
100%, yeah. It keeps the interest there, and it keeps everybody interested, and it'll keep it going for however long more, you know. So it is when teams break away. I think, as you said there, for the league, it's not great for the league when two or three teams are gone and say, you know. So it is good, yeah.
And I suppose the unfortunate thing was the loss of Johnny Dunleavy for that game and the rest of the season. But I suppose the plus is to look at John Cav is on the way back.
Yeah, massive loss there. And Johnny's very unlucky, you know, but with that injury. But as you said there, we've players around who can do the job as well, you know, can fill in and try and fill his boots best they can, like. So I don't think we'll be. I think we'll be okay, you know.
Gar, how beneficial was last week in Portugal for you from a training perspective, but also as kind of like a team bonding and kind of that kind of exercise?
Yeah, it's massive. The week when you go away like that with the lads, like, you know, without even trying, you know, you're bonding. You know what I mean? You're getting closer. You're learning more about teams. You're living with them for, like, it's grand coming in training. You spend it, or an away game, even you have a day with them, you're gone. You know, but having a solid week with them, you know, you learn things about your teammates, and you bond. You get a little bit closer, and I think that definitely helps. It shows on the pitch, I think, you know what I mean, when you have that camaraderie and that closeness, you know. I think winning teams have that, and I think the week away, it only makes that stronger. So yeah, stood us in good stead.
Who did you room with?
I was with Gary Buckley.
Which one of you is the snorer?
Him, he's a nightmare. He's a nightmare. Nah, he was grand. We had good crack now, to be fair, and yeah, as I said there, now, you just have a bit of bonding. You, as a group, you come closer, and you carry that into the games in the league.
Did it bother you that Dundalk were there, and did you bump into him much?
First few days it was a bit standoffish, alright, you know. It was but as John was saying, like, we're all adults, you know. You live in it. It's not like you're on the pitch with them, you know. But there was a respect for each other, you know what I mean. But we weren't high-fiving or anything, you know, walking around the place or anything like that, like. So, but it was good though. There was two schedules. We were on ours, they were on theirs, and we'd come off the pitch, they'd go onto the pitch, vice versa, and it worked really well, like, you know, because it's a great complex over there in Caulfield, but you would see each other a lot, because there's only one dining hall. There's one bar area where the matches were on and all that, you know. So the schedule worked really well for both teams, I'd say.
Much of a difference going abroad for a training camp than staying in Ireland as a player?
Yeah, definitely. I think
besides the tan, like.
Yeah, besides the sunbathing, but it's great, you know, just mentally to get away there in the sun, and, you know, you're getting up every morning and it's blue skies and it's 25 plus or whatever. It's you know, you can't complain, you know. It's and the fitness side of things, it's harder. So you come back here and you can deal with the conditions a lot easier, because you've been in them conditions training uncomfortably, if you like, you know what I mean. So coming back here, then it's cool, you know. It's ideal conditions then for us, you know, because we're the week away, we're used to the intense heat, like. So yeah, it's definitely worth doing. I'd recommend. I think it's a great thing to do for any team if they can.
Are you happy enough for your season so far?
Yeah, you know, we've been doing alright, and I wouldn't be looking too far ahead and anything like that. Just take it game by game. We've had a good run now, and we just need to keep the concentration levels. Don't want them get sidetracked by anything else other than what's happening Friday night in Tala, and that's it. That's all we can concentrate on. It's, to be fair, like, we're not looking ahead at anything. We're just concentrating on that and looking forward to getting up there and getting the game on and getting it going, you know. Will
Europe be a distraction? I don't know, we don't want to talk maybe too much about it before the Rovers game, but, like, is it a distraction when it comes?
Nah, I don't think so, you know, because it's one of them things you just have to, it's part and parcel, and you expect it, you know. So you just take it in your stride, and you just deal with it. Same as Friday night, you know what I mean? It's a game of football, you know. It's just whatever happens on the night happens on the night, and you take it in your stride, and you manage the team best way you can, the players best way you can, and move forward from there, you know.
And happy enough with the draw, the fact that you know you don't have to go to the island to play the first leg.
Yeah, it's brilliant, you know, and it's great as well for the fans and stuff, you know, to be fans will be able to travel, like, you know. So from that point of view, it'll be there should be good crowds at both games, you know. It should be a feisty contest.